Are you totally over job searching, applying, getting rejected, or being ghosted and never having a chance to talk to somebody about how qualified you are? Well, stay tuned because I've got you. Okay, so hi, I'm Lindsay Mustang. A little bit about me. I've spent the last 20 years in HR recruiting. I wrote the best-selling book on resume, have helped over 20,000 clients, coming up on almost 6 years in business. And before that, I was Amazon's most visible employee, where I led talent acquisition efforts to recruit the world's most elusive talent. I've looked at over 1 million resumes, and 99.9% of the time, those people got rejected. Okay, so how do you get out of the no pile and you get to the yes pile? And that is what I am here to answer for you. There's a very specific way that top talent uses their resume to land interviews. And I know this because I looked at 1 million people and said, no thanks, to over 99% of them. So how do you do that? Well, it takes some effort. You've got to be clear about a few things. First, your resume has to be read. I know this sounds crazy, but 75% of the time, your resume is not even getting to a human. So that's the first problem. The next thing is that you've got to include what actually matters. And I'll tell you that this is what applies to the 75% of the people who do make it through. They're not including anything that's really relevant that's positioning them as top talent. After that, there's another pile. There's not just a yes pile. There's a hell yes pile where we'll stop what we're doing and call and schedule that person immediately. And there are some ways to hack hireability and increase those percentages and very specific methodologies to do that. So if you are ready to go from being in the reject cycle to landing in the yes pile, commanding a 6-figure salary, and literally overfilling your calendar with interview requests so that you can have a plethora of job opportunities and job offers, this is what I want to tell you about. I want to encourage you to join my 5-day resume challenge. So over the course of 5 days, we're going to be writing your $100,000 plus or multiples of 100,000. We've worked with people all the way up to the point of getting $1 million job offers, and this same framework applies. So if some of those things I've told you are like, okay, that's super cool, how do I do that? Well, I've got you. Across these next 5 days, we're going to be doing a few things. We're going to be diving deep into the right format to increase the readability. So when I say that, I mean that I absolutely want you to go from being in the no or maybe, or we'll see when we look at all the rest of the candidates, which is a commodity candidate, to being, oh my gosh, yes, this is one of our top choices. I really want to talk to this person. So that's the first day that we're going to do that. Next, we're going to talk about how do you actually include what matters on your resume and get rid of all the things that are absolutely sabotaging you and slowing your momentum down in your job search. Okay. The third day, we're going to be talking about really getting deep into showing what you've got. And when I say that, a lot of people love to plug in a job description. If it's a good job description, it's a lousy resume. So if you look at it and you go, wow, that looks like a job I could do, you've missed the boat, you've missed the mark, and you're never going to be considered top talent. In fact, you're in the reject pile. Next, we're going to be talking about how do you get past those applicant tracking systems. And people love to fight me about this, but there is a system. And what I want you to do is not just get past the applicant tracking system this time, but for you to stay on their radar so they start reaching out to you, recruiters and companies, proactively. Yes, this is a secret of top talent of how they get jobs without applying. And at the very end, we're going to make sure that everything is optimized and that research, and we can actually evaluate whether or not you're going to be successful. I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you are ready to join the 5-day resume challenge, and we are going to work together to craft, so you get to work with me personally. This is the only time I have done this. If you want to do that with me, just head to the link below and we will get to kick off, and you'll spend the next 5 business days working with me to get your resume interview ready. So if you want to fill up your calendar with 6-figure job interviews, I promise you I've got you. Head to the button below.